How are you?
Hello, morning.
Alex from the Premier League. What's the latest team news ahead of the weekend? How are the injured players?
Well, I don't know. We had a day off yesterday. We'll be training today and we'll see how everybody is. I think Ceballos will be training with the squad in the next 2 days. Pablo Mari probably as well. Obviously, Martin Odegaard will be joining us as well. And for the rest, we have to see how Kieran is. And I think that's it.
And we know Aubameyang missed Tuesday's game because his mother's unwell. Are you expecting him to return at the weekend?
I don't know. I spoke with him yesterday. Things are looking better at the moment, but we're going to have to wait and see.
And as a manager, it must be pleasing to see how united your players are dedicating that win to Aubameyang.
That's what we always talk about and what we expect to do for each other, that when someone is under any difficulties, that we always stand for him, protect him, give him our love, and be right behind him, because it's what is needed.
The mood must be good after that win. How would you compare the atmosphere in the dressing room now to how it was just before Christmas over a month ago?
If he's comparing the results, obviously it's much better, because after the games, the energy when you win or lose is different afterwards in the dressing room. But in general, how this dressing room behaves, how they are as a group, there are not many big difference. And I think that is the platform and what we have done in previous months that has sustained such a difficult moments to be together as a team.
And looking ahead to Saturday's game, it was Aubameyang's penalty that won you the game at Old Trafford earlier in the season. Are you confident you can beat this Manchester United side again?
We know that's going to be really difficult. They've been in top form. They've been top of the table. They've been playing really well. And we know they are a real threat. So we have to be at our best to beat them on Saturday.
As it stands, just 5 points off the top four. Do you have one eye on the table, or are you just focused on keeping this good run, good momentum going?
Exactly. Keep the momentum going, the run going, being very humble and understanding that there are a lot of things that we have to improve, that there is so much that we have to do to catch up with many other teams still, and go game by game, and let's see where we get.
And you mentioned Martin Odegaard. You must be looking forward to your first training session with him today, wearing Mesut Ozil's number 11 shirt. What are you expecting from him? What can he add to this squad?
Well, he's a player that we followed for some time, and we believe that he's got some special qualities that we need, that we have been missing, and now we have to give him a little bit of time. He hasn't played that many minutes in Madrid, but he's been training hard, and he looks so excited, as we are, to have another big talent at our club.
Can we expect him to start at the weekend?
That's a little bit early to decide. Let's see how he goes in training, and we will see him, don't worry.
And how's Matty Ryan settling in? He was a leader in that Brighton dressing room. Are you expecting him to be a leader in that Arsenal dressing room as well?
Yeah, he settled really quickly. I was really impressed when I talked to him. Really focused, really engaged with what we want to do. Very professional guy, and he's coming here to compete with Alex and with Ben, and that's the mentality and the desire that we want for any player that joins our club.
I know you're good friends with Tim Cahill. Tim Cahill's good friends with Matty Ryan. Did you speak to Tim before Matty arrived?
I did speak to him, obviously, because I always like to have information with players, with coaches that I've spent time with them, and I got a really positive feedback from Tim as well as other people. And obviously, when you have reliable sources, you feel much more confidence to make any decision.
The first
Thanks, Alex. Roger.
Sorry, okay.
Let's move on, Alex. Thank you.
Thank you.
Roger from Sky.
Hi, thank you. Hi, Mikel. Can I ask you a bit more about Odegaard? He's coming. He had enormous expectations of him when he moved as a young teenager. People were even comparing him to Messi at that age. Can he still match those high expectations? And does Arsenal give him the platform to do that?
I wouldn't. My suggestion is we don't even get close to that name that you just mentioned, because you have. It's a lost battle, in my opinion. Martin is Martin. I think in the last few seasons, he's progressed and developed in the right way. I follow him very closely because he played for Real Sociedad, which is my hometown, and I know him really well. And I've been really impressed. He's such a talent. He needs the right environment. He needs a little bit of time, but I think he's got the qualities to be a success for us.
You got him here on loan. What sort of impact can he have between now and the end of the season? What does he bring that perhaps you didn't have in your squad at the moment?
Well, he's a specialist to play in the pockets, to be in the number 8-10 positions. He can play off the side. Really creative player, really comfortable on the ball in tighter spaces. The capacity to create chances, to score goals. And something that he has improved a lot is his work rate without the ball as well. So it's another option to give us more creativity for sure in the final thirds, and give her more options to set in different ways against certain teams.
Can I ask you about a couple of other potential ins and outs and so on? Can I ask the latest on Torreira, on his loan? Has there been talk about cutting short his loan and perhaps speaking to another club? I've heard Monaco mentioned. Is there anything in that?
We've been talking to Lucas. Edu has been very close to the situation. He hasn't been playing as many minutes as he would like, as we would like. But to be fair, the team is doing so well in Spain, and it's understandable that they don't change the team so much. We just want to be right behind Lucas, protect him, help him to make the right decisions for the future, and let's see what happens. But we are monitoring the situation very closely.
Is there a chance that loan could be cut short then?
I don't know. At the moment, he's going to stay in Atletico. That's my belief, and I don't know if something is going to change in the next 2 or 3 days.
And just on the transfer window, obviously you've got Martin in. Do you think that's it for this window, or are we likely to see other movements? I mean, the likes of Mustafi, Callum Chambers, Reece Nelson, potential with loans. Are there still possibilities there?
When there is still days in any market, there is always possibilities for things to happen. We are in close contact with all the things that can happen, and we will see.
Can I just get updates on Emile Smith-Rowe and Thomas Partey, their injuries? Whereabouts are they in terms of recovery and getting back?
I don't know. Let's see how they come today. They have some discomforts in different parts, Thomas and Emile, and we will have to wait and see how they evolve. We still have some days to the game, but not long. So let's see how they recover.
And just quickly on Manchester United, they have been on a good run of form until last night. How much of a surprise was that to you last night? What happened? Are you expecting a reaction from them?
It's not a surprise, because to beat any team in this league is extremely difficult, and people take for granted. Sheffield, they are a really well-organized team. They are a threat, and they are really good at what they do. And you see that they lost many games where for 1 goal, and when they didn't even deserve to lose games. So every game is a battle in this league, and everybody can beat anybody. And with the context and circumstances that we have this season, it makes it even more difficult.
Excellent. No others want to jump in. I've got you one-to-one afterwards, so I'll let someone else jump in. Thanks.
Okay.
George from the BBC.
Thanks, Mark. Hello, Mikel. Mikel, how did you sell the move to Martin? He said, I think you two had a telephone conversation. So what did you say to him to convince him to join?
I just wanted to just give him a clear picture of who we are as a club, what we are trying to do, what we would expect from him, and just try to transmit the passion and the excitement that we had to try to bring him in, showing the project, how he can fit in our project, and just try to persuade him that this is the right place for him in this new chapter in his career, and try to make things work.
You mentioned the project. The project's in a good place at the minute, isn't it? Is it taken? It's taken you 3 transfer windows, you know, but Southampton was almost a blueprint for your side, really. Does that how it feel to you?
Well, Southampton had a lot of things that I want to see from our side, but we still have so many things to improve. You mentioned 3 transfer windows, still not there. The 3 transfer windows, because it's been over a year since I joined, but in a very particular way. But things are moving and are moving in the direction that we want, but still very aware of the things that we have to get better at.
So you think it could be almost another transfer window before it really becomes your team?
It would depend, because every transfer window is different. What expectation you have in that transfer window and what actually can happen, and there are a lot of uncertainties to be able to answer to that question with complete honesty.
And just the last one from me, Emil Smith-Rowe and Saka. How do you prevent burnout with these young players? Because it's happened with English players before, Jack Wilshere, Wayne Rooney. You know, how do you make it so they're still in their peak of their later careers?
Well, monitoring very closely what they need, what they are doing, and the steps that are taken in periods of time, and assessing all the time what they are. And it's not just about the physical, but it's about the mental side as well, to deal with the pressure, to deal with expectations. And every character is different, so we have to manage that very closely.
Thank you. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
James at TalkSport.
Morning, Mikel. You've signed Martin this week on loan, and you've said that you've told him where he fits into your vision. Is that a long-term vision? If he plays well and impresses you, would you like to extend the loan deal?
He has certainly all the qualities and characteristics that we are looking for that position. And then it will be down to 2 things. First of all, how well he adapts here and how much of an impact he can have in our team. And second, what Real Madrid and the players think about it, because obviously it's owned by Real Madrid and the player has a big say on that.
When you look at what's happened since the last time you took on Man United, that victory, you went on a 7-match winless run, but now you're on a brilliant run in the league. How much have you been impressed, not just with performances, but how the mentality of this squad seems to be improving?
Yes, I'm really impressed with the resilience that we have shown as a team, and who we have been through those difficult moments. I think that's really important. You really see the people, the players, the characters, and the values of a club when things are not going well. When things are going well, it's easy. Everybody wants to be in the front page and smile to it. But I think it's been a really good test to test, again, our character, but as well how we communicate and how we deal with pressure. And I must say that I've been really impressed with that, with all points.
Arsenal haven't lost to Man United in over 2 years now. Does that give you confidence heading into this game, or is it a different Manchester United side from the one we've seen over the last couple of years?
Well, I think every game is completely different. They have the capacity and the quality to beat any side in the world. We know that we're going to have to be at our best. The demands of these games are going to be huge. We need to be better than what we were on Tuesday again to beat them, and that's the way we're going to prepare.
And just finally from me, Mikel, Pierre's got a brilliant record against Manchester United, scoring in 3 of his last 4 matches against them. How desperate are you to get him back in the side if he is right and he feels ready?
Yes, he's our captain and one of the most important players. We are doing everything we can to have him as quick as possible, but understanding that he's been through a difficult days, that he had to support his family, and we were here to support him as well with the time that he needed to get that sorted.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Mark from PA.
Morning, Mikel.
Hello.
Just double checking with Aubameyang. Did he have to go abroad, or has he stayed in the UK?
He had to support his family, and he had to be with them.
So there might there be issues around quarantine and things like that, or?
I don't know what will happen.
One of the questions that came through a second ago, you made 12 changes over the 2 Southampton games, but Reece Nelson didn't make either squad. So do you expect that he will leave on loan in the coming days?
That's conversation we are having with the players, that they are not having a lot of game time, that obviously we want to keep the development going, and we will make decisions in the next 3 days. With some of them, what's the best thing to do. Try to be clear and transparent of what the plans are and the roles in the team, and after that decide the best thing for the players and the club.
Another player I'll go with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Obviously, he's now an England international with the Euros coming up. Has he raised that as a concern to you, that he wants to go to Euros and he needs to be playing more football?
Yeah, it is a concern when there's international football involved as well. And after reaching that opportunity, I understand that Ainsley wants more minutes. And what he needs to do is fight, train and challenge his teammates and show us that he can be one of our starters.
I just find it as well, there were conflicting reports the other day about squad-ran Mustafi. Will he go the same way as Ozil and Socrates and you cancel his contract, or do you expect him to stay until the summer?
Again, it's another situation at the moment that that is opening, that we are having conversation internally and with player and agent, and we will see what's the right solution for this one as well.
You expect him to stay? Because obviously you've already seen Socrates.
We are monitoring the situation. I cannot say much more than that. We have conversations going, and we'll see what's the best one at the end of the transfer window.
Thanks,
Thanks, Mark.